Hi, this is Sun Mushy, and today I kind of wanted to do a just sort of for fun tarot reading on One Piece, actually. So this is kind of directed for my favorite Reddit community, the One Piece community. Hi guys, welcome. So actually for a while I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do this reading on, like specifically what about One Piece, and it finally hit me that I kind of want to go over the Yonkou. So again, this is just kind of for fun, so pretty much just going to be like probably personalities. Oh, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Sorry I didn't say that, but this is going to be on Shanks, the first emperor that we met. Okay, so I guess this is for people who don't know much about One Piece too. You're gonna learn about some characters. So Shanks, the beginning of his story is the Two of Cups, which is pretty much about love, but not necessarily the kind of love that's for a romantic partner, but rather he has this love and this certainty in someone. And he's kind of keeping to himself what his plans are, like for the future, for this person he's pretty much investing into, and in doing this, he has to start a new journey. And in doing this, this creates a duality, a partnership with someone, a promise, pretty much destiny. So, since you guys know, like, all about the series, this is pretty much talking about Shanks and Luffy's relationship. So the person he cares deeply about would be Luffy. This certainty he has, this taking a chance sort of action that he knows, like, to trust in, is trusting that Luffy can become the Pirate King someday, but there are his intentions, which are unknown. So with the Three of Swords, we have that he's keeping his intentions to himself, his thoughts. So we get to see that he's putting some sort of trust into this person, but we don't get to see exactly why. And Ace of Wands, starting a new journey, this to me would be him sacrificing his arm and allowing Luffy that trust, you know, that like I took a bet on you. And finally with the Two of Pentacles is that partnership, that promise when he gives Luffy the hat. And the star is pretty much the destiny card, meaning it's like, this is bound to happen. It's no matter what, like Luffy and Shanks are destined to meet each other again. So that was pretty straightforward, Shanks. We're gonna go ahead and do, oops, Big Mom is what I'm hearing. It's funny. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So, Big Mom has got this really powerful, loving energy. This sort of energy where, no matter how far away you are kind of bound to meet her or run into her someday. And it's coupled with the Seven of Wands, which is pretty much, or Swords, sorry, which is pretty much the card of deception. And pretty much like lies and getting away with things, knowing things that others don't. So pretty much her whole arc about Big Mom. Pretty self-explanatory there with the deception card. Finally we got Five of Wands, which it's kind of like eventually your past catches up to you. And we get that with the Four of Pentacles, that there's this very stable place, and yet it's not a Ten of Pentacles, it's not an Eight of Pentacles, it's a Four. It's like, it's this pretty much kingdom that she's got going on, right? The Whole Cake Island, where like, sure, it's all set in stone, it's all there, like she's got all these people, like supposedly she's got this giant massive army, but yet it's a Four. It's like so easy, like just a single like slice and it will like cut in half and fall apart, essentially, which is kind of what we saw in the arc. We kind of like saw like how such a big kingdom could still like fall apart just so easily, and it's pretty much because Big Mom is so unstable So I imagine these wands kind of like as her, and that she's kind of all over the place, and like, how do I describe this? The Five of Wands. It's kind of like, I wouldn't say this is like a multiple personality disorder card. It's just like that because I know Big Mom. But that is what I pick up on this. It's kind of like, oh, I know what I'm trying to say. Like blurred vision when you're like, oh, am I seeing double, you know? It's kind of like, there's supposed to just be one wand, which is Big Mom, but it's like, oh, I'm seeing like double, like my eyes are like blurry or something, so you see like 5 of her, where she's just kind of like doing all sorts of unpredictable things and kind of wrecking her own kingdom. Finally, you get the 5 of Cups card, which is pretty much the card all about regret, all about loss. So Big Mom is regretting some big thing. The regret is all about missing someone. It's kind of like if you break up with someone, you get the 5 of Cups. I don't have the image, but yeah, it's okay. Point is, this is the card of loss, regret, sorrow, mourning, grief, that kind of stuff. So it's really funny that the 3rd card here with the 5 of Cups matched with the 3rd card here, the 7 of Swords, to me says that she's well aware of what actually happened with her and her siblings, you know, like her adopted siblings and like Mother Caramel. I think deep down, she kind of knows that she ate them. But the regret and loss is so big, so too big for her to bear, that she is kind of all over the place. She's not stable enough to really come to terms with that. And so it's really unfortunate for her that her great kingdom is not an 8 or a 10, it's a 4. So that's what we have for Big Mom. Who should we do next? Let's do Whitebeard. Okay, Whitebeard. Wow. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and flip these. E-W-H-I-T-E. I'll shuffle for beard. B-E-A-R-D. Oh, wow. So, right at the beginning, there's a huge loss between a mother and a father, between two powerful bonds, essentially. This mother kind of energy, I'm picking up this Whitebeard, and this like this father-son sort of energy from the King of Pentacles, I'm picking up as Ace. That's funny, and then the last Pentacles is literally an Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so pretty much what I'm picking up is Whitebeard and Ace, you know. they're gone, R.I.P. But it's interesting, these swords kind of show what led up to it. First we get the Princess of Wands, or sorry, I keep saying wands and stuff. We get the Princess of Swords, some sort of person who their truth, what they know, is so powerful that it like hurts like a wound. This to me is kind of like when Shanks and Whitebeard were on the ship talking to each other, and like Whitebeard was kind of an asshole. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he kind of was. Shanks was warning him like, hey, call back Ace. And Whitebeard's like, no, I know what I want to do, you know? So he's kind of this Princess of Swords person, someone who, like, is well aware of, like, what they think they know. And they're like, yes, I'm going with this. The tricky thing about the Princess of Swords is that typically that kind of, like, power, you gotta be real careful with it, because that same kind of power can cause damage. It can cause the opposite of what you wanted. And so we get Prince of Swords, which I pick up as Ace. It's really funny. So we kind of have like a Whitebeard Ace kind of thing going on over there. But, so as you can see, there's this Prince of Swords. I almost said Wands. Looking back at his home, you know. He's on this journey. He's doing what he knows out of honor for the sake of his home. So to me, this is him pursuing Blackbeard because he's like, he disrespected the family, Whitebeard, you know. He killed someone. He killed one of us, like one of his Nakama. And so he goes out on this journey where he's like, I gotta go pursue him. And obviously enough, we get the Ten of Swords, which You guys on the Reddit site probably don't know, but Ten of Swords is pretty much the card of pain. It's like the ultimate pain, like physical pain, mental pain, every sort of pain. So clearly this kind of, you know, set of actions results in pretty much a war, pretty much pain, like. But like Ten of Swords, it's honestly really about the specific person. So this is about Whitebeard and Ace's relationship. Like the two of them, they go through this like immense pain, this immense like regret, so to speak. And yeah, it's funny because we don't get the Five of Cups on here. We don't get any regret. We get the Wheel of Fortune. They knew what had to be done. They know that this is who they are and that they believe in karma. They believe in like what they're doing. They're still a prince and princess like of their mind, of their thoughts. So they're like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of pain from this. Yes, we might die, but this is how the world works. We have to like go teach Blackbeard a lesson, so to speak. And you know what? They were like, we got a pretty good shot because with the Magician card, you get someone who's a master of all four. Basically, in this, it's about the elements of tarot. But I'm getting Whitebeard as a master of hockey, a master of like the world. You know, he's one of the four emperors, one of the Yonkou. So he's got a good grasp on these tools about how the world works. And so what happens is he bets it all on this new foundation, this Ace of Pentacles, which is about Ace. Pretty much similar to when I did a reading on Shanks earlier, how with the Two of Cups was him putting his putting this commitment into Luffy. This is Whitebeard's way of doing that, but it's like with pentacles. So with cups, it's all about emotion. So Shanks is kind of like, I put my trust into you, Luffy, like with love. Whitebeard, he does this out of like necessity or like the system, you know. He's like, all right, Ace, go after Blackbeard in this like very tangible reason, you know. It's because like he broke this literal physical code where he hurt somebody. This has less to do with emotions. This all has to do with just like the way the world works, which is honestly what Whitebeard's biggest downfall was, which is interesting because at the very end of this we finally get some cups. We get the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Cups. The Eight of Cups is kind of like, it's similar to the Five where you're like, you put your feelings out there somewhere. I think this was him when he really recognized his love for Ace and like how he realized deep down if he went on his feelings alone, he wouldn't have brought Ace along this journey just to get him killed. But he met Luffy through all this. And Seven of Cups, it's like wishes like not coming true. That would be the 9. But like 7 is like having these hopes and dreams and wishes. So it's interesting, which to me is how he's, you know, he died standing. So with the Seven of Cups, it's basically like eternally he believed in his wishes and he didn't like back down at the end of the day. Once he was gone, he put all of his love out there into the world before his last moments, and he put his dreams out there too. This is a lot of like him saying like, you know, One Piece does exist and like telling everyone protect Straw Hat Luffy at all costs, all that stuff. Seven of Cups. It's interesting when we get the cups again, and yet again it like kind of ties back to Luffy. So this is the reading I get for Whitebeard. Kind of want to put these back up right. Wondering which person we should do next. I'm thinking Blackbeard. Not a fan of that guy. Not a fan of him at all. Alright. Oh, and apologies about the length of this video. My videos are always long. So, yeah. But, if this is fun for you, if like, you're like, oh wow, this is really fun, like One Piece characters, then go ahead, keep on watching. Blackbeard. Ugh. Nice. Okay. Funny. Yeah. Yep. You certainly got the Queen of Pentacles. Blackbeard. Oh wait, whoops, DEA. RD, okay. Alright, this is real fun. Blackbeard. So first we get, he's this kind of guy who steers his own journey, of course. He's on his own path. He's like, this is what I want. I'm going to be the Pirate King, you know. That's kind of him with all his confidence, riding on these reins of destiny. We get the Four of Cups, where he has these investments emotionally. He's like, yeah, this is what I want. It's like really like short bursts of like preparation. How do I explain it? It's kind of like, oh, back in Eni's lobby, you know, like Luffy's like ready to go chase after Robin. He's running, and Zoro or Sanji something like hold on to him, and he's like still trying to run, and everyone has a conversation while Luffy's just running in place. They're holding him back, you know. His energy's building up. He's getting ready to go, like ramping it up. That's how I see this Four of Cups. If you see, like, there's this ship, but it's like it's tied. There we go. It's like tied down. So that's Blackbeard. It's like he really wants to be the Pirate King now. Like, he really wants the things that he wants now, but he's being patient. He's holding it back. It's kind of like these reins. Even though he's charging head on, he's making sure to, like, wait for the perfect timing. And finally, we get the Sun, which is, like, the masculine energy behind Blackbeard is what I pick up. He's still this really fun, powerful, like, warm energy kind of guy. You know, his whole, you know, with his whole laugh. Definitely, I feel the Sun within him. Once again, we get a very unstable energy. This we pulled kind of for Big Mom earlier. Yeah, I kind of pick up on that. He's kind of all over the place. But even though it's so unstable, like, because he's got the chariot with him at the beginning of all this, unlike Big Mom, he does have a lot more control on all of these situations going on. All these paths going on, he's aware. He's letting all these different wands be different wands. They're not all him per se. It's kind of like he's like, oh, like let's say this is Luffy. He's like, oh, Luffy will serve me, and there's there's Ace. He's like, Ace will serve me too, and oh, here's not a Straw Hat member, a Blackbeard member who he's gonna run into at like, I don't know, what's his face, Shiryu or whatever, that jailbreaker guy who was like a warden, but then he betrayed Magellan and all that stuff. Anyways, like, he sees all these components. He's like, oh, when I meet people, they'll all serve me. They're all gonna be for my purpose to get ahead in life. That's how I'm reading the Five of Wands for him. And then we get Queen of Pentacles, which, if anyone remembers, we just did a Whitebeard where Whitebeard, you know, he's gone. This is kind of like, so Pentacles is all about tangible. It's like the foundation of things. It's like kingdom, so to speak. So this is like the title of Yonkou. So the fact that it was reversed for Whitebeard, and then for Blackbeard we get it upright. It's basically how I'm reading the story, is that he took it from Whitebeard. Blackbeard took Whitebeard's prosperity, took Whitebeard's like foundation that he built up, you know, just basically took his title. And we really get that. Now hooray, good for Blackbeard. He's the Prince of Wands. He's everything he wanted in this journey of wands. Like, everyone served him, and he got his title. So now he's finally who he deserves to be. So I'm also picking up that in Blackbeard's past, he was basically no prince. I don't know if he was homeless or what, but like everything he got to this point, in a way, he worked for it. He started from nothing and he became a prince. It's kind of like fighting your way into like royalty when you have no royalty in your blood, you know? But I'm also picking up Pirate King is not Blackbeard's destiny. We get the star in reverse. We got the star upright when we were doing Shanks, but for Blackbeard, we get it in reverse. And yeah, I tend to agree. He's doing all this stuff, but he's not gonna get what he wants specifically. He's this Four of Cups, this thing he's being patient for, it's never gonna become a Ten of Cups, which is like ultimate happy ending. He's never gonna get that. And he's kind of off on his own, doing his own thing as an emperor. Something kind of like all the emperors seem to do, but like Big Mom's everywhere, you know. And Shanks, he's just mysterious, but he's definitely planning things. Blackbeard, he's just kind of off on his own, doing his own self-fulfilling prophecy that has probably nothing to do with the world and everything to just do with himself. And I guess his crew members, but really even that is just about him. It's like the anti-Straw Hat crew. But Five of Swords tells me, I think like, he's not going to be surprised at the end of all this. Like, once he's defeated, he's not really going to be that surprised. Because justice is going to be served. He'll get what he deserves. He understands that's kind of how the world works. He's like, alright, if the world sees me as a bad guy, then I'm going to die. And if the world sees me as a good guy, then I'm going to live. So it's like a wait and see sort of moment for him. That's why I pick up with Blackbeard. Who else is there? Kaidou. Okay. I'm lazy, I'm just gonna do that. Okay. So we'll do Kaidou. Is there any other Emperor left? 1 second, let me think. Whitebeard, Blackbeard, Shanks, Big Mom, Kaidou. Okay. I'm gonna spell it out as Kaidou. Okay. Whoops. Alright. So we get Kaidou. Wow. Queen and King at the end. Wow. Okay. Wow. So we get all of the pentacles. It's very likely Kaidou comes from some sort of royalty, some sort of like, he like inherited his title, so to speak. It's kind of like, it's really interesting. Hard to get a grasp on this. I'm picking up, so he's like 4 different people at the same time for some reason. He's the queen, he's the prince, he's the princess, and he's the king. So it's kind of like queen, we get this really loving, calm energy. Apparently he's got a calm within him, but yeah, they all appear to be calm. But with the sun, with this powerful energy and this kind of like eruption of the Two of Wands, we kind of get another split. I think his very unique personalities, they're going to be a lot easier to pinpoint where they're coming from. He's kind of like the opposite of Big Mom then in that case. Where Big Mom, we know it's all from her like fucked up backstory and everything, and like just her mentally and like who she is. But like with her, she's like, if she's like 4 different people, they're like, you can't really list each of them. She's like a billion people, you know. She's all of her different personalities. It's just like too unstable. But Kaidou's, it's a very controlled, specific like personality shift. So I think he and Big Mom are going to be similar in that aspect. And I think we've seen this. Like when he's drinking, he's like a happy drunk type or a sad drunk type, you know, like in the moment, but like he like just changes all of a sudden. And so I think what happened was there's some sort of family feud. There's some family feud he's upset about, because with the Two of Wands we get like a split or a coming together, and I'm picking this up as a split. So I'm getting there's some sort of family issue that he just as the princess, as this person who like pretty much inexperienced in the world, but yet like feels like a know-it-all, pretty much like has this conflict with perhaps his father or mother or sibling, I don't know.